work, 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 work. You see me heavy work, 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 work. You see me do me dirt, 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 dirt. So me better work. Hi guys, welcome back to Jess Fashion 101. I'm Jess, and today I'm gonna tell you guys a story and give you tips at the same time. I'm gonna share with you how I started working in the entertainment industry, which I know is a super coveted industry, especially in LA. A lot of people from all over the world and all over the US move to LA to work specifically in the entertainment industry. So I wanted to share my experience on how I got into working in entertainment and what I would advise you to do if you want to get into the entertainment industry. It's such a small world. It's absolutely crazy. I'm sure it also applies to different industries, but I just think because entertainment is so tight-knit and there's so many companies that are based in LA, so you end up just knowing everybody. So I went to school for business when I was in my undergrad. During my time there, I was actually working almost full-time hours at Best Buy. So I worked at Best Buy throughout all my college career. It's so good to finally say that I worked at Best Buy and not feel weird about it or saying it out in public, especially in social media. So I worked at Best Buy, Geek Squad, all throughout different departments while I was in college. It was super flexible with my hours and it paid very, very well for minimum wage. I was never paid minimum wage at Best Buy, so I saved so much money while I was in college because I wanted to pay for my own college. I wanted never to ask my parents for any type of money. I was still living at home, which was huge help for me financially, but I made sure that any books, any tuition was paid by me. It was hard, I'm not gonna lie, but it was a great thing for me because I feel like that just kind of built me up as a very financially stable person, and I feel like because of that I'm the way I am today. Fast forward to my last year of college, since I was working so much and I was trying to keep up financially and pay for my schooling, I never did internships. My last year of college came around and I freaked out because I had no experience in any industry. I had no real experience in what I wanted to go into. At the time I was in college for business and my emphasis was advertising and promotions, so marketing. I had no experience in marketing in any industry. I started freaking out because I was not going to find a job if I didn't have some type of experience. This is where I feel like my luck kind of hit in the right place. I started shooting off my resume to so many companies and I got amazing interviews. Like, I'm so happy to say that I did have a lot of opportunities, but I got the internship that I specifically wanted, which was amazing because of this internship I feel like my career kind of blossomed and catapulted there. I got the internship. I worked super hard. I tried to learn as much as I could and absorb as much of like how the business kind of functions. Not just at the time I was doing an internship in retail marketing. How does it work as a whole? Try to absorb as much as possible. Try to get advice from the people that I'm working with. Get to know people outside of that specific department. So your internship is really just for you to learn everything that you possibly can and branch out from there. One thing I would change for myself is that I should have started looking for an internship earlier. This was such a roll of the dice for me. I didn't have an internship until my last quarter in college. So if you think about it, that is pretty scary. So I was on the verge of probably not even having any experience in graduating, which a lot of people do, but I just got really lucky in that sense. I wouldn't have an internship all throughout college. I did get to know a lot of people that had internships all throughout their college year starting freshman year. Personally, I do not think that is necessary. Enjoy your college years. You do not need 4 years of internship experience because at the end of the day, you need to also think about yourself and what you want to do during college. Those should be your carefree years. And I beat myself up about this too because I was working so much to keep up financially for schooling that I feel like I missed out on my own on a lot of things. So if you could possibly work part-time, I would say probably less than 20 hours a week and still enjoy yourself, I would highly recommend that. Don't look for internships all the time. Have an internship here and there if you could get one, but don't commit yourself to always having an internship. But don't be like like me and wait until literally your last quarter, because that's also really scary. Fast forward, at the end of my internship, they actually wanted to renew my internship and extend it, but I was graduating, so I could not stay on, which bummed me out so much because it was such great news that they wanted to keep me on for longer. So I did try to look for a job for a couple months after that. So it was January, February, March, April. So about for 4 months I was looking for a job. I was interviewing at a lot of places. Once again, I got amazing interviews, but nothing really felt quite right. So I knew in my heart that I wanted to go back to the company that I interned with, which this is where connections come in. Never burn a bridge, always be super nice. Always keep in contact with the people that you meet, especially in the industry that you want to work in. And that's exactly what I did. I reached out to my old manager to see if there was any openings or if they foresaw anything going on with the company. I expressed how much I really wanted to work in that specific department and in that specific company most of all. It was just right timing as well. They had an assistant that was leaving, so I interviewed for the position and I got it, which was great. Started working as an assistant for almost 2 years, and let me tell you, if you guys have an assistant or if you guys work as an assistant, like, I feel you. It is a hard job to manage somebody's life. It's hard because you put your needs second or third, and I don't think people realize that, and you truly never really feel like you're part of a team ever, even though you are considered like you're part of the department or team that you're in. But overall, it's just a really hard work. So I learned a lot being an assistant, and I feel like during that time I just learned more and put together how the different departments worked. So even though my needs always came second or third from like my teams and my boss, I still tried to learn and absorb and always ask to do more than what you're asked if you want to stay there or you want to get promoted. So this comes to my other point. Make sure that you work really, really hard. Always ask to do more. Always ask people if they need help, because they do need help and they always appreciate that. Make sure that you understand the business really well. So make sure you're always asking questions. Make sure that if you want to learn something, go ask, go figure it out. The best advice I could give is learn hands-on and keep up with your company news. This actually helped me get my internship when I originally got it. I knew everything that was going on with the company at the time. Like, I knew all the news. I kept up with new articles, what they had purchased, what they hadn't purchased, what they lost, their stock. Like, it's insane. I did so much research. So do your research. And if you're at a company or even looking for a new job, that's another advice that I would give. Other than that, it goes back to just always keeping your connections. When I was in college, I was really, really shy. I still am pretty shy. I feel like I am a little bit less shy than I was before, but only because I push myself. It's still really exhausting for me. I cannot stress enough how important it is to network and to keep your connections. Especially now being in the industry for a couple years, it is great to just always go out of your way and have lunch with somebody or have drinks, even just a quick text or call once in a while. Like, I'm not telling you to go hang out with these people every week, but just check in here and there, because that is the most important. In the future, you can help them as much as they can help you, because people are always moving around no matter what. And unfortunately, entertainment is also a very volatile workspace. So people get laid off, people get hired all the time. So that's one of the downsides, but that's why it's always good to also keep connections. Or somebody might move to another company that you've really wanted to work for and you have that connection. So it's just overall great in the long run. So if I would also give another advice, is make sure that you start building those connections even while you're in college. So if you were shy like me, like, I totally understand, but maybe make it a goal, like every quarter you go to one event, instead of like more people that are outgoing, they go to multiple events even per week, or they're in a fraternity or, you know, whatever. And this tip also kind of goes based off the connections tip. Never burn any bridges. You know, we're at work more than half of our life. We're there Monday through Friday, probably working more than 40 hours a week, probably closer to 50, 60, whatever. So just never burn any bridges. If somebody's bothering you, just make sure that you step away, you know when to step away, and never blame anybody for anything. Always apologize and take ownership of when you're making a mistake, because people actually really appreciate that. Always offer to help again, and even if you're in a tough situation, just always be happy for everybody and just always put your best foot forward. You might not get the same responses from those people, but at least you're not the one burning that relationship. Those are kind of like the tips that I give you guys if you guys want to work in the entertainment industry, which I totally know is a super coveted industry. It's a great industry to work for and it's a challenge, but right now I'm happy where I am. I don't know if I'll be in entertainment forever. I can't tell the future, and you know, I love it now. I might hate it in 2, 1, 10 years. You never know. I'm very grateful for the opportunities that I have had, and I do feel really lucky, but I just wanted to put this out there because I think a lot of people don't really understand either when you work full-time and also try to manage your passion hobby, which is what I call this. This takes a lot of my time. Probably work on my hobby 2 to 3 hours a day during my lunch, during when I get home. I'm doing this, I'm editing, I'm planning posts for Instagram, and it's just another thing that I like to keep up with. And you know, I'm very creative at work, but not the same type of creative, so I like having the creative freedom where I can own something completely versus having a whole team kind of own something. So it's just a little bit different. But I mean, if you guys really have any other questions on how I manage maybe working full-time and also doing this, like my hobby, or if you guys want to know how I got through college or any college tips or anything at all regarding like career advice or college advice or even like hobby advice, let me know. I know this is totally off topic for my YouTube channel, but I just wanted to put it out there that I do have a full-time job and this is how I got it and this is what I do aside from my hobby. As always, give this video a thumbs up if you want more videos like this, and leave me comments down below on what you guys do. I would love to know what industry you guys work in or what you do for a living. Just want to get to know you guys a little bit better. And as always, all my social media is listed down below. You guys can follow me on anywhere. Instagram, I am the most active. You guys can keep up with me daily. And as always, love you guys and toodles.